Hey there, guys. Quick video today. I want to talk a little bit about a new feature from ChatGPT that I think is helpful and it saves time and probably more importantly is just nifty. Um, Boy, at least I need to search on ChatGPT what nifty means. I can't remember. I remember my kids, they used to watch, it was a few years ago, um, Daniel Tiger and they all always said nifty lifty. But anyways, sorry that you've lost a couple moments of your life there for no reason. Uh, if after that rambling you find the things we talk about today interesting or useful, make sure you mash that subscribe button below, or visit our website and sign up for our newsletter where we go through and more so than just here talk about ways that small to mid-sized businesses can leverage AI, especially when it comes to strategy. We talk about tools and things you can buy out there, and that's great, but more about what you can do internally. Because what I've found working with small to mid-sized businesses on their strategies and their systems are they're playing with AI, but don't have a strategy for it. And I would think personally, if you have a strategy, that's going to make a huge difference. But today we're going to talk very quickly, quick video about using ChatGPT's new shortcut feature. And what that means is if you think about here, we've got ChatGPT and you can create a new chat here. Let's say we want to do a search on the web. So what do? You get a new chat, you do your search for what you're looking for, and then you get the results. And then let's say you want to then create an image off of something that you looked at in the search. Then you go back and you hit the new button and you do a new search, do a new chat for an image creation. And then lastly, with ChatGPT's newest ChatGPT o1, where it has reasoning abilities, if you want to do that, you go back up here to new, you create a new chat and you do your chat there. Shortcuts leave you all in one window, all in one context. You don't have to move anywhere. So I'm going to be very hands-on. We're just going to go through a couple examples today of what you can do. Most importantly, how do you actually use it? Very complicated. If you come down here to the chat and you hit the slash button, you see a pop-up, and that's how you do it. End the video. Just kidding. You'll see here, these are the three things we just talked about. You can generate a picture. You can do a search on the web. And then also you can use ChatGPT o1, which is the reasoning system. So you can do more than just ask questions and do web searches, but you can actually have some thinking involved. There's a lot of videos out there on o1. You can take a look at them and you can see the difference between the two to get a feel. But today we're just going to go through the mechanisms of switching between each of these. So I'm just going to start first with a picture, right? So we've got a picture. And I do want to say quickly when it comes to prompts, like you could do a prompt and say, give me a picture of a house, right? That's sort of okay, but it's not going to give you much of a picture. You're just going to get a house, and ultimately you're going to be like, that's not the house I wanted. I wanted this house instead, so on and so forth. Better the prompt, better the results. So, and that's the same for when you're switching between these and using the different things. So I'm going to do little nicer prompts today. We can get even better, but I just want to give you some ideas of like better than basic type of prompts. So we pick that. It tells us it's a picture. And then we put in a prompt. Yeah, to be honest with you, I went through and I created it ahead of time. And here's my prompt. So visually striking image depicting the futuristic market analysis scene, so on and so forth. You can see we're talking about background, showcasing urban skyline, getting very specific into what I want to see. And then I just hit the run button. And this is the longest part of anything. Actually, that's not true. ChatGPT o1 could take a pretty long time. By the way, long time in general with AI models usually means better results because it's doing more thinking and stuff like that. If you remember the prompts we had up here, and if you read through that and you look at this image, it did a very nice job of generating that. One thing I've learned is I could tell it, don't put any words in there, and I could say that 16 times in the prompt, and I'm going to get words. But at least this time it spelled the words correctly, and I got market analysis and AI, whatever. I could fix that in the mix later. But it did make a nice image for exactly what I was looking for. And so I've got that there. But you know what? And now this image is unrelated to what we're going to do the rest of the video as far as topic. But let's say, okay, I've got that image. I want to do a web search. Now, I don't want to do a web search on the things we're seeing here. I'm actually going to do a web search on something different. And so I'm going to come in here and pick a search. And then from my search in here, I'm going to say, what am I searching for? An effective marketing strategies for new dog training businesses. It's a pretty straightforward search, right? And so using ChatGPT 4.0 is where you can see up here. That's what we're running. It's going to come in here and give me the strategies that I can use to build a strong online presence. That makes sense. I don't think you just run into dog trainers very often places, paid ads, sure. Partner with local business, community engagement, referrals. I bet you referrals is a big deal when it comes to dog training. I don't know. My dog's not trained. But so then it pops that out. So now we've talked about the two first things, the picture and the search. So you can see what a search is. The next one is using the reasoning system. And you can do basic things like explain this to me or explain that. I prefer to do something a little more in depth. And I will show you here while we're going here. When I hit the shortcut this time, you notice I only get picture and search. And the reason is because when I created the first search, I'm in 4.0. So it's not going to let me do this search in 0.1. See how those are grayed out. So if I come back and do a new search, and if I did this at the beginning, but I wanted to show you the other ones first, then you can run through it. But I'm going to come back here and do the reasoning. And for this one, I have a pretty long prompt here. Go through this prompt. It has nothing to do with the shortcut switching and anything like that, but I just want to go through this prompt. So this is reasoning. So I'm asking it to think. And you'll see what I've said here is I'm building a dog training business in my local area. I don't know the first thing about running building a business, even though I can train the heck out of dogs. Not true. Actually, more of the opposite. Definitely can't train dogs. You should be my dog sometime. Using your finest reasoning skills, that's where I'm asking it to think. Even though we're on the reason, I want to ask it to think as a business strategist. So now I've given it a role. And so the role is business strategist. You're going to help me build a plan to position my business for optimal success now, short-term, and in the future. So I've given it not just what I'm doing. I've given it a goal for where I want to get to. And then I'm going to tell it what I want it to do and the outcome and actions from it. You're using your reasoning skills to include things like my unique selling proposition, how I can define the target market, so on and so forth. It knows how to do this. And that's what I said at the end, all the good marketing stuff. But I don't need to tell you about it. You are my business strategist. That last piece at the end is all it's really doing is reemphasizing that it's being a business strategist, is thinking strategically. And to be honest with you, I don't think it needs to be there, but I think it's funny. I like to have humor. ChatGPT is not going to laugh at me, but neither does my family. So why not just give it a shot and at least make myself laugh? So you'll see here, it's thinking. That's the really cool thing, is thinking, understanding my needs, crafting a business strategy, and putting together the business vision. There we go, going through. This is walking us through every step of this. And we're going to sit on this for a minute after we get the results and talk about what it did. We'll probably do another video later on ChatGPT 0.1 and the inner workings. But for now, we want to remember back at the beginning of this babbling about using the slash to get the shortcut to be able to pick what I want to pick there. Then you see here, we've got the introduction, what it's doing. It's defining the business plan, that USP I talked about, market I talked about, into market industry trends, classic things that go into a marketing strategy, and walking through each of those pieces. So from my basic or semi-basic prompt, it gave me all of these, it is still going, answers, including some next steps I could do. Just real quick. Talking about one. So I'm sort of cycling through some different things, and it says I thought for 20 seconds. If you click here, you'll see exactly what it did. And why is this important? I'm just throwing this out there because it's going through and telling you each of the things it did and what it's thinking about. I'm sketching. Let's look at the this piece here, piecing together the business vision. So let me see, I'm sketching out the business vision, pointing key goals, crafting unique selling proposition. Then I'm analyzing targets and local competition and outlining the specific services to be offered. Why does this matter? I like to use this because if we ever get off the rails somewhere and went through and did everything, it's not going to really do stuff all that wrong, but maybe I didn't lead it in the right way. I can come back here, see the specific step that maybe we went off the rails, and then use that information to address it down here in a follow-up chat as far as what I really wanted, what I wanted different. It did a great job, so I don't really have anything for this, but this is where you'd be able to find, okay, it was in this step. That's where I didn't really define it, or what I defined wasn't what I really meant. And you can speak to it and say, this is great. I like all of this, except when you were addressing key aspects. What I really needed was this. Then you can put that in there. It knows better than how to rewrite it, and it will rewrite it, of course, better for you. Now, that said, we did the reasoning. If I click the shortcut, the whole point of this video in the first place, because I am in O1, now you see I have all 3 of these here. And now I could say, search the web, help find examples of marketing strategies. Give it copy. And it's going to start searching. You see there it says searching, not reasoning, or thinking, which it does when it's in O1. You also see here, we switch back over to 4.0 as it does that. So it knows to switch back and forth between the models. Not a big deal, but it's just showing you where it's doing that. And then it's going through and doing some things there for me based on that. But we won't keep going on that. Just wanted to show you that. So that's the gist of it. If you have any questions, comments below, make sure you smash the subscribe button, get in there and play with it. But more importantly, just as you're going through working with ChatGPT, use that slash button. Makes life easier to flip back and forth and not ending up with a whole bunch of listed out brand new chats that you're putting together.